Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Just wanted to touch base with you. I saw some comments over the last couple days regarding 100% and does it make sense to really apply for any other conditions? If you're already at 100%, it's kind of like, what's the point, is what a lot of people think. Now, there could be some legitimate reasons on why you would want to continue to pursue other related, service-related conditions, whether it's a secondary condition or primary condition, or really even putting in for an increase, I guess, maybe in some cases. Does it make sense for everybody to jump on the bandwagon of, just adding new conditions to add new conditions? Maybe not. There's always a possibility the VA is going to potentially reduce you if you're not squared away with all your conditions, right? If you haven't had any problems, you haven't been going to the doctor, those types of things. But I'll tell you that without risk, there is no reward, right? So every time you file a claim, right? I filed, I think, 7 or 8 claims myself. 3 of them I pushed through the appeal process, and one of them actually went all the way to the board. And I got 2 of those, one approved at the board level, and then one approved just kind of like a higher level review that got approved, and the other one was denied, and I just let that one go. So if I personally was worried about, I'm going to lose my whatever percentage I was at the time, my 50%, my 70%, 80%, 90%, whatever it was, even 100%, I still petitioned the VA at 100%, and I'll tell you that too. That if I was worried that they were going to reduce me, well, then I'd still be stuck at some sort of a lower level than what I'm at today, which is permanent and total at 100%. Now, I don't have any of the other kind of add-ons, we'll call it. I don't have a clothing allowance. I don't have aid in attendance or housebound or anything like that. So that gets me into kind of where I wanted to go with this on some of the reasons why somebody would want to file for additional claims with the VA. So hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. 2 ways to help out the channel and get this word out to more of us, right? Because it's a collective. We're all working together. And even if you may know some of this information, you letting the video play longer helps YouTube know to send it to more people, right? YouTube doesn't just flash it in front of everybody. They flash it into small groups and they see how it goes. And the more people that click on it and watch it, the more people YouTube sends it to. So the more the merrier, the longer you watch it, it helps to put this in the hands of somebody who really needs it. And then the other way is, look, if you want to become a member, that's a great way to support the channel. I really appreciate all the memberships, and it helps me to find you guys faster in the comments with all the content that I do. So anyway, let's jump back into this. All right, thanks again. So let me take a quick drink. All right, sorry, I had to do it, the throat. So why somebody would want to add or file for new conditions with the VA for your service-connected stuff. So one, and these are not in any order, this is just kind of off the top of my head. So, and I may miss something. So if you have a reason, put it in the comments for others to read. That's kind of how this thing works. So one, I would say, if you end up having a condition, let's say you're already 100%, and you have a condition that is life-threatening, you may want to add that condition to your service-connected conditions if it's something that's feasible. Let's say that it's some sort of a cancer that's a presumptive condition, we'll just say. But again, you're already at 100%. It's not going to change your percentage. It's not going to change your monthly pay. But you would want to go add that condition. Let's just say it was, like a PACT Act presumptive from Gulf War or Vietnam, or, well, I guess Vietnam was, your cancers were prior to, were already presumptive. So we'll just say you have some sort of a presumptive cancer. You want to get that added on for the sake of making it easier for your loved one to apply for dependency indemnity compensation. That way it's already done. You're already service connected for it. Makes it really easy. And all they'll have to do is supply the death certificate with the cause of death on there that correlates with your service connected conditions. So the idea here is that on your death certificate, for dependency indemnity compensation, you must have a service-connected condition listed as either the contributing cause of death or the cause of death. So contributing cause of death or cause of death. Either one. There's spaces for both. So that's an important piece to know. So you would want to add that to make it easier, right? Does it change anything? No, but it would make it easier for your surviving spouse or dependent child if they qualify, or even a dependent parent if they qualify. Another reason would be is if you're 100%, but you're not permanent. So you're total but not permanent, and you want to try to get to permanent and total. Maybe that new condition that you have is more of a static nature and would warrant a, let's just say, to use easy, I don't know, something easy. Let's say that you have severe GERD, right? Severe GERD, and you're pretty sure you're going to get a 60% rating. Or you have migraines, and you're pretty sure you're going to get a 50% rating. And in the meantime, you have a 50% mental health rating that is subject to a future exam, and so therefore it's not a static condition. So if you were to add on another 50%, which takes out that, it's the same as your mental health rating or higher with GERD, so 60, so a 50 for migraines or a 60 for GERD, either one of those for the example, and you get awarded that and it's static, now you can look at all your conditions. If they're all static except for that mental health condition, well, now all of your conditions to 100% are static, meaning they're not deemed to get any better. So you can actually reach out to the VA and ask them to change you to a permanent and total status because all of your conditions are static that add up to 100% with an additional 50 for your mental health, which you don't need to get to 100%. And then they would go ahead and do that for you. So, and that's what I had to do. So that's the one thing I had to do. I was at 100%, not permanent and total, just total. And then I got another condition awarded that was static, and it allowed me to push over and get that permanent and total status. Another reason why you would want to potentially add another condition is in the event that condition would be able to add maybe a clothing allowance that you don't have. Maybe you don't have a current condition that warrants clothing allowance, but maybe the new condition does. So that would put additional money in your pocket. Another reason would be is, let's say that conditions are getting worse, or a new condition is a worsening situation for you. As we age, we're not typically getting better. We're typically deteriorating, right? So it's the sad fact. But maybe that new condition is going to be something that helps you to obtain aid in attendance, additional money, or maybe it's maybe you're going to be housebound, and now you're going to need to leverage that benefit. Another would be is if you were, things were getting really bad and you were going to slide over to the special monthly compensation rating schedule, which pays out more, right? So those are just some of the reasons why somebody would want to file for an additional rating connection with the VA. Why you wouldn't want to is, let's say that it's a shaky, okay, look, I never filed for tinnitus before, and I'm already at 100%, and I'm permanent and total, and I never filed for tinnitus, but I figured I might as well. That's probably what's the point. There's no point in doing that because that's really not going to change really anything in the big picture of stuff. So that would be the example of why you wouldn't want to. Or another example would be, wow, I feel very lucky that I got this rating for this condition and this rating for this condition. I don't know why the VA rated me as high as they did, because when I read the rating schedule, I kind of think I should have been a little bit lower, which would have put me at a lower rating. You probably just want to leave that alone. You don't want anybody peeking in, just let it be and let it ride out. Once it's over 20 years, you basically have that, you're exempt from any reductions with the exception of fraud, right? So if it's intentional fraud, then that's a different story, right? So with that, I hope somebody got some use out of that. I really appreciate everybody's support. Thank you so much. It is cold in here, and I got my little space heater going, so hopefully I'll warm up here. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.